All right, good evening. My name is Reginald McClendon. I am the Managing Director of the Community Development and Regulatory Affairs Department for the City of South Fulton, Georgia. Today is April the 17th, 2025, and we are here at South Fulton City Hall, 5440 Fulton Industrial Boulevard to hear a matter related to an administrative variance request. Administrative variances are requests generally defined as requests for relief from the strict application of regulations contained in the South Fulton zoning ordinance when those regulations impose a hardship on the development of property that can be granted by the Community Development and Regulatory Affairs Director. Administrative variances are governed by Section 808 of the South Fulton Zoning Code. Further, the Georgia State Legislature has recently amended the zoning procedures law to further regulate the administration of all variance requests, including administrative approvals. The recent amendment provides that a local government delegating decision-making power to a quasi-judicial officer shall provide for a hearing on each proposed variance request, including administrative variances. Today's calendar provides an opportunity for that statutorily required hearing. Following the hearing, I will produce a written decision within 7 days. Today we have one case, case AV 25001. This case is related to 3724 Cascade Road. It is a request for relief from section 506.05D to reduce the 10-foot landscape strip along the south property line by 5 feet to 5 feet, and to reduce the 10-foot landscape strip along the east property line to 5 feet. The applicant for this request is Brent H. Moy, PE. Do we have any comment cards for this request?
We do. It's Brent Moy.
All right, Mr. Moy. Since we don't have any opposition to this request, and this is an administrative variance, we can do this one of two ways. Either you can rest on your written application, or if you'd like, you can come up and introduce your request. Let us know the reasons you are making this request and what you are alleging your hardship to be on the record, and we will give you 10 minutes to do so. But it's not necessary to do so if you don't wish to do so, since you've done it in writing. You the question that he asked is, can he reserve that time to answer questions? You certainly can. I've reviewed the request and I understand that I don't have any questions, so you can certainly feel free to just rest on the written application. All right, thank you. So at this time, we've provided for the statutorily required hearing. No one has appeared in opposition for this matter. We will close the public hearing at this time. That is the only request that we have for today. We thank you, Mr. Moy, for appearing, and we will close this session at this time. I will ask our zoning board of appeals to come up so that we can start our 6 o'clock meeting.
Okay, we're gonna call the Thursday, April 17th, City of South Fulton Zoning Board of Appeals meeting to order. Staff, do y'all have anything for us? Gonna call the roll, please?
Michael Johnson. Dr. Tony Blackshear.
Present.
Sonia Patterson.
Present.
DeAndre Mathis.
Present.
Brian O'Donnell. Deidre Piles Faraday. Natalie Jerome. Ursula Evans.
Gonna call again?
Ursula Evans.
Still not.
Deidre Piles Faraday.
Here, yes.
You have a quorum.
Okay. Next, I'll take a motion for the approval of the minutes of last month's meeting. Y'all don't all speak at once.
I move to approve the minutes for last month's meeting.
I second.
It's been properly moved in second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Hearing none, the minutes are accepted. The next order of business is the election of our chair and vice chair for this term of the Zoning Board of Appeals. The floor is now open for nominations for chair first.
I'd like to nominate Mr. DeAndre Mathis for chair.
I second that motion. That nomination.
He looked like he might don't want it.
Okay, it's been properly moved in second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
Nay.
Sounds like the ayes have it. All right, so let's take a nomination for vice chair for this term of City of South Fulton Zoning Board of Appeals.
Nominate myself.
I'll make a motion that we to nominate Michael Johnson as our associate
Vice chair.
vice chair. Pardon me.
Is there a second?
I second.
All in favor say aye.
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 All opposed, nay.
Nay.
Two ayes.
Say they nominated themselves or no? It was just one person? Okay.
Well, the floor is still open if somebody else wants to nominate someone.
I know,
And then we
fine. I
can,
just was making sure that we didn't skip over that person.
Well, let's do it this way. Is there anybody else who wants to nominate somebody? We can take a hand raised vote. Is it,
I would like to nominate myself as vice chair.
well, you can't nominate yourself, but if I'm allowed, if I'm allowed, I will nominate Miss Tony Blackshear, Dr. Tony Blackshear. But we need a second to bring to the floor. If not, then we'll just move forward with Mr. Johnson.
I second.
Okay. So then we'll take a hand raised vote. All in favor of Mr. Johnson as our vice chair, please show your hands. Who just nominated Mr. Johnson?
I did.
Okay, you gotta show your hands.
But that was before he. I thought we should have done this at the end.
So, all right, so there's two, and all in favor of Dr. Blackshear, show your hands. So you voted twice. Okay, it looks like Dr. Blackshear has the majority of votes, so Dr. Blackshear will serve as this term's vice chair. All right. The next order of the day is the first item on the agenda, which is, well, let me ask, staff, do you want to take new business first or old business?
Old business.
Okay. So then I'm assuming we're gonna jump to, item V 25-001.
No, it's still the first one.
Still the first one? Okay,
Yeah.
you already have it in order, okay. I was looking at deferred. All right. All right, so we're gonna open the floor for case V 24-014, an application by Hakeem Hilliard for property located at 5746 Campbellton Road. Staff, you wanna introduce this?
Absolutely. The applicant is requesting a variance to Article 7, sign regulations, Section 707.02, Table 7-2, to increase the maximum size of one freestanding sign from 32 square feet to 150 square feet, to increase the maximum height from 8 feet to 40 feet, requesting a variance to Article 5, overlay sections, Districts 5, 112, to reduce the 40-foot wide natural undisturbed buffer to 15 feet and to eliminate the 10-foot improvement setback along Camp Creek Parkway, and a variance to Article 5 overlay districts, Section 512.05C, to reduce the required 25-foot landscape strip to a 10-foot landscape strip along Campbellton Road. This is in City Council District 1, and staff is recommending approval.
Okay, are there individuals here, to represent for case V 24-014? Okay, so, thank you. Y'all know, y'all got me all balanced. All right, so we're gonna open the floor for 10 minutes, and that's for 10 minutes for those in favor of it. And if there's anybody who's in disfavor of it, they'll have 10 minutes to speak as well. So I'll take a motion to open the floor for discussion on case V 24-014.
I'll make the motion that we open public discussion for V 24-014, 5746 Campbellton Road.
I'll second it.
It's been properly moved in second. We are now in discussion. Anyone in favor, in support of this, come to the podium, state your name and your position.
Thanks very much, Mr. Chair, members of the board. My name is Hakeem Hilliard. I'm a lawyer with Schiller Scrubbin Law Firm, Atlanta, Georgia, 30338. I'm here this evening on behalf of Hutch Development and its principal here with me tonight, Mr. Malik Karimi. Oh, I'm sorry. Start over? Okay, all right, well, thank you again. I'm Hakeem Hilliard. I'm an attorney with Hilliard, that's my former firm, Schiller Grubman Law Firm in Atlanta, Georgia, 30338. I'm here this evening on behalf of Hutch Development with its principal, one of its principals, Mr. Malik Karimi. We're requesting these variances this evening. Do you want me to go through our whole presentation? Okay. Okay, thanks. Thanks very much. You all may be familiar with this site that was rezoned at the corner of Campbellton Road and Camp Creek Parkway back in 2022. This request was to rezone some property that was largely zoned to mixed, several different zoning districts, 60 acres to the mixed zoning district. Mr. Karimi is holding up a plan, and I have smaller versions I'll send up to you, but there were several components. There was a for sale housing portion of the development, which is in the rear. There was townhomes that were for rent, and then some for rent multifamily units as well that were approved as a part of this mixed-use project. We're here this evening on behalf of the portion of the project that is at the area that runs along Campbellton Road. It's here in pink on the plan that we're showing to you. What was approved was not specific commercial, but 137,000 square feet of retail that is proposed as a part of this development. Oh, I'm sorry. I'll give you all. Here. This is the plan that was approved several years ago. We went through a process, it was about a year, engaging with the neighborhoods to get their support for this request. You'll see, and I think what I want to point to you first is if you look at the pink area, the roundabout that's proposed on Campbellton Road, about halfway down Campbellton Road on the site, you'll see the size of that roundabout that's proposed as a part of our rezoning, because we were meeting with the Georgia Department of Transportation and ARC during the development process, and they were intricately involved in the transportation and the right-of-ways and how they would look. And so we proposed this right-of-way, but if you look at the plan that's been submitted with the variance application, you'll see just from a bird's eye view that the right-of-way that was ultimately required by GDOT and ARC was substantially bigger than what we contemplated. So it went back into the developable area of the site, and which is the primary reasons we're seeking the variances we are along Campbellton Road. So what we're asking for along Campbellton Road is to reduce the 25-foot landscape strip on Long Campbellton Road to 10 feet. What that allows us to do for the proposed commercial is, even though we're adding a lot of commercial in an area that historically been largely residential, and with Woodside Hills on the, down to the right, and then the neighbors across the street, is we can bring the commercial closer to the street, because what we're trying to avoid is when you're driving down the street or folks are walking down the street with the new sidewalks that are going to be placed in there, that it won't be a sea of parking. If you want to come and enjoy and experience the commercial and you're walking, you won't have a sea of asphalt before you get to the commercial building. So this allows us to bring the buildings a little bit closer to the street, make the opportunity for what we're proposing there more marketable. So we're excited about the opportunity to present this here to you today. We are happy to talk to you about the details about the roundabout. Mr. Karimi has been intimately involved for the last 2 years. It's a very expensive proposition to add that, but the communities, it was very important for them. And then the GDOT and ARC were adamant that we had to do it in this way. So this is going to be a significant addition to that area, and we hope and we expect that it's going to contribute to relieving the traffic congestion in that area. I'll make another point that happened during this process is that when we were going through the DRI process, we got our representative with Kimley Horn, who was an expert in traffic engineering, even before we got through the zoning process, and we realized that the traffic light at Campbellton Road and Camp Creek was off substantially. And one of the things that the neighbors explained to us they were experiencing was that, and we were able to fix that during the time we were going through that process. So on the Camp Creek Parkway side, we're also seeking a reduction of the 40-foot natural buffer along Camp Creek. If you all are familiar with that area, what we're really trying to do is create visibility for the commercial component of our project so that we can attract the type of commercial tenants that the community said during our review process of zoning that they wanted to see there. There's a development of catty corner from the project. What we're asking for is comparable and less than what's proposed, what's existing across the street. There still remains a 140-foot buffer, even with the reduction that we're seeking. And so we're asking for this to allow us to really for visibility of the commercial. The third variance we're looking for is for the sign. The sign that we're allowed to have is a 32 square foot 32 square foot sign that is virtually invisible from Camp Creek Parkway, if that's what we're restricted to. So we're asking for a sign that is much larger, that is visible from Camp Creek Parkway. It is set up so that it does not, if it falls, and I think these signs have to be placed. We learned this during the process. When you put up a sign, you have to have enough area that there's a fall radius in case it is destroyed and falls and doesn't land on any structures or other issues. So we've placed it in an area where it won't cause any damage if it is destroyed. We hope that never occurs. I wanted to go through that really quickly. Am I saying that everything we need to say?
That's
so
correct.
So I guess we will save the rest of our time for our rebuttal. But those are our two sets of variances, and we're happy to talk about the heart. Is that? Oh, I thought that was okay. Well, I'll just stop and then wait for questions. Thank you.
All right, well, first, is there anyone here that is in opposition?
We have no cards in opposition.
Hang on one second. Can we acknowledge another board member arriving?
Ursula Evans.
Okay, so if that is, ends your presentation, we'll open up the floor, to the board for questions.
Chair, I do think we have one person to speak in opposition. He just didn't fill out a comment card.
I apologize, sir. Come to the podium. Yes, sir. State your name.
Corey Thomas, live in the Sandtown District since 2014. And the question that I have today, I just want to know what type of economic impact will the development have and what national brands will you all bring in that commercial area?
Are those your only questions? Because you have 10 minutes.
Okay.
It's not set up like a back and forth, so
Okay,
make sure you
gotcha.
state all your points before they rebut.
So the question I have, basically, I'm for the development, but I just want to know, is development going to meet residential need? Lately, since the 5 years since the South Fork and the city of South Fork and the area been growing, we have more industrial commercial coming in, but we never had more needs to meet the residents where we would have sales tax revenue keep coming in the city. If we want something to come, we want something that's going to be national brand that meet our needs, that attract more people into the city, and also that's going to make the city stronger economically. Right now, we need something. We often have to go to Douglasville, Fayetteville, Peachtree City, etc. We want the city to be built stronger. We don't mind development, but long as it's development that meet residential needs. And the development meet residential need, that means we can put stronger things in our community and attract more people. Right now, we want to do things with event hall or event space center, or we want to go to home goods, or we want to go to home repair store. We got to go out the city to do it, and we're putting money in everybody else's city. And we don't mind development, but we just want development that's going to meet needs and make our economy stronger. That's it for me.
You guys have 3 minutes, left to rebut. 3 minutes, 35 seconds, I believe, to be exact.
Thanks very much. I'll be very brief, and I think we're the speaker and we are singing the same song. I think we're motivated to get the highest quality commercial that we can attract. Mr. Karimi and I and his partners spent more than a year meeting with neighbors over the course of this rezoning application, and I think it was approved and considered long before a lot of the folks here in this room were on the staff. But it was a long process, and it was a collaborative, and we had full support of the community in. And one of the things that they said, that they want restaurants where you can sit down, they want quality commercial, they want grocery stores, and we're looking for all those things right now. This process has gone on for some time, and one of the things, and the city, with the leadership of, I think, the city manager and the economic development director, is also working with us to identify and attract those type of quality commercial tenants that we're looking for. And Mr. Karimi, we also have data on the economic impact we can provide for you as well, just generally about what we expect what to see. So, and this variance, again, is really all geared towards setting up a scenario so when the potential commercial tenants come and view this site, we're responding to some of the things we've already heard about what they want to see. So we're really just kind of creating a palette for them to come here and do some good things here in the city of South Fulton.
So no concrete potential, I'm sorry.
Yeah, wait a second. Is that in
Yes,
your presentation?
yes.
Okay, I think you had about 6 or 7 minutes left. Are you satisfied, or you want to rebut their comments? You can't rebut? Okay, I'm sorry, you can't rebut. Okay, so the floor is now closed for public commentary. I'll take a vote to open it up for,
I move that we come out of public comment.
I second that.
it's been properly moved and second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Hearing none, the issue is closed for public comment. The staff does our board have any questions of the applicants?
Yes.
And the staff has anything to present in addition to what we already have? Okay.
No.
Dr. Blackshear,
Yes, I have a question. Can you go back to where you spoke of Woodside Drive?
Woodside Hills is the name. Yeah, so when we were going through the zoning process back then, the GDOT, when you go through a process that the project this size, it's a development of regional impact, and we were required to go through ARC because they consider this as a project of regional importance. So their recommendations about traffic improvements included a condition that we had a street connection, and you'll see the stub on that plan down there at the end that contemplates going into Woodside Hills currently. Down there on the right corner there, the little street stub. That's always existed. The plan was always to do that. And what the traffic engineers say is that they want interparcel connectivity so that if you're going into the commercial or if you're in Woodside Hills, if you want to get to the commercial, you don't have to go out onto Campbellton Road to come back in. And it alleviates traffic if you have an interparcel connection. But what Woodside Hills made really clear to us during the process, they don't want that. And so what we were able to negotiate with GDOT because of that the community didn't want it, we got it changed. So now there's a condition of zoning that says there's just a pedestrian access and it's gated and there's a key to it. And the only people that have the key are the people at Woodside Hills. So,
Okay, and I ask because I've been a resident of Woodside Hills for 50 years. And so that is very important because I'm one of the younger legacies, but the older legacy that's there, they're in their 70s, 80s, almost 90s. And so there are a lot of elderly people out there. So we get the emergency services out there on a regularly basis, which is why that was not warranted, because we didn't want that constant drive-through traffic hindering emergency services coming to service the elderly in our community. So as long as that's not gonna be a major hindrance to that, and it's not gonna draw in, unfavorables, I would assume as well, granting them more access since there will be a key to, okay.
Yeah.
And with everyone in that subdivision, would that be everyone in the subdivision would have access, or is that only certain people?
So our vision, because the real request was that there be no connection, pedestrian or vehicular. GDOT wouldn't allow that, so he worked his magic and made it just pedestrian.
Right.
And so the idea about the key is, you guys can lose the key if you choose, so if you don't want anybody to have
No,
access
just
to it.
saying, who would have access to the key, that's what I'm asking.
Determined by the association,
HOA.
yeah, HOA,
Okay.
yeah. We don't have control, we won't have control over it. The key,
Okay.
key only works on one side, I think.
Understood. Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Any other, Ms. Faraday?
I have a quick question. I wanted to make sure that, the gentleman, that had the question was clear that there's no concrete commercial company identified yet. Is that what you're saying?
That's correct.
That's correct?
That's correct, yes.
Okay, so just wanted to make sure that you were, when you asked about economic impact and, what they're bringing, is nothing identified as of yet. Okay.
Mr. O'Donnell?
Just so I understand.
And the mic.
Just so I understand, the area depicted in pink is gonna be the changes as compared to this original plat, is that correct?
Those are the changes specifically for the roundabout.
That's what's necessitating the change for the setbacks, correct?
Yes, sir.
And GDOT's basically requiring you to use that space for the roundabout,
Yes.
okay? The sign that you want, the 40-foot tall sign, where is that intended to go? I know you said on Camp Creek Parkway, but tell me more about this intended sign.
Yeah, so there's a call out, it's actually close to the intersection. It's where I believe there's a call out on the, yeah. So there's a blue hash. That's where the sign would
I
go.
don't think they have the plan
Oh,
that
they
we
don't?
filed with the request.
Okay.
Do they have the site plan that we filed with the application? Oh,
Oh, is this one?
Okay.
Yeah. There's a.
sorry about that.
So this sign would be in accordance with the Sandtown overlay. It would be basically with
within accordance of any other type of development of this scope. And really, because there's 140 feet of distance from Camp Creek to the development, this attracts us to bring in the retailers.
Do you have any idea what your target retailers would be?
Right, so we went through an extensive community process for this, and just like Akeem mentioned, the idea here is for us to bring in the top quality tenants. But because this is a 7-year project, really, we're not going to be able to sign tenants on until we break ground.
Can you give me an example of what you mean by top quality?
I mean, anywhere from, let's say, I guess I don't want to toot the horn too much yet, but we are talking to them. It's Eclipse de Luna. Eclipse de Luna. It's a tapas restaurant.
I think, so we're talking to restaurants because one of the things that came up is that people wanted not just restaurant, they want sit-down restaurants. And they also we were looking at grocery stores, and what we've discovered, and Malik has been working really hard while this process is going through to talk to a lot of commercial tenants that we want to see. And that's, they're describing this as visibility and access to the right of way, and all those issues were the ones that we wanted to address now so we can continue those conversations. And again, the Councilman Burrell started this process with the company hired by the city to do attract commercial tenants, so we're working with them also.
Retail strategies.
Retail strategies, I'm sorry.
Ms. Patterson, I think you wanted to ask a question.
Yes, I was looking at the map and the compass.
I'm sorry, Ms. Patterson, could you speak into the mic?
I was looking at the map, trying to understand the orientation. Can you, there is a CVS pharmacy that is on Camp Creek and Campbellton. So where is this in relation to that CVS?
So what we're looking at is the southeast corner of the intersection. The CVS and Publix would be on the northwest corner.
Okay, so it's on the other
Yes.
side, okay.
That's correct.
So it's this way. Okay, I got it now. Thank you. Oh, can I have a follow? I know it's not a part of this, but do you have a price point for the residential, the homes that are for sale?
So for the townhomes, they've kind of been fluctuating with the market. Obviously, when we started this process in 2020, prices have definitely changed. So the people that we're working with are, different home builders that I've experienced with in South Fulton. We've been quoted anywhere from the 400 to 600,000 price point, up to even 700,000. But these are meant to be higher end, luxury.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any more questions from the board?
I have no more.
All right, so we'll take a motion then on,
I move that we come out of questions.
I second.
all right, actually, we want to entertain a motion on, V24-014, up or down, so.
I make a motion to approve.
Dr. Blackshear made a motion to approve it. Is there a second?
I'll second that.
Mr. O'Donnell, second. It's been properly moved and second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, the motion is passed and your application has been passed. Congratulations and good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, next item up on our calendar is case V25-001, an application by 3757 Floyd Road Property LLC. Is there anyone here on behalf of Floyd Road Property LLC? Okay, so I'll take a motion to open up public comment.
I make a motion to open public comments.
Second.
I'm sorry, staff, did you have something?
Yeah, I gotta do the Marsh spiel
Oh,
and give the recommendation.
Okay, go ahead. Listen,
So
if at any point you need to do something, just cut me off and interject, please.
will do. We all learning. All right. So case V 25-001, the applicant is requesting a variance to Article 4, the lot and building standards, Table 4-1, the area regulations for lots and principal buildings to reduce the required side yard setback from 25 feet to 15 feet, and to section 509.05D to eliminate the landscape strip. The site does have some topographical issues and natural features and proximity to transmissions and constitutes a hardship. Staff is recommending approval.
All right, so now we'll open up the floor for public commentary. I'll take a motion to do that.
I move that we enter public comment.
It's been properly moved
A second.
and second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, we go into public comment.
Thanks.
State your name and who you from.
My name is Scott Bennett, and I work with MK Industries, and 3757 Floyd Road is one of our companies. And that owns the property that Enon Ranch is located on. It's on Enon Road, right out near Cliftondale. We have a very nice event center, and we found ourselves in a bad situation because of a contractor that didn't pull the permits the way they should and didn't do the things they were supposed to do. This property is a fairly long and narrow two-tiered property. As you can see, the green lines that you can see on that site plan are the steep slope going down from the upper tier down to the lower tier. Now, the lower tier, there's a pond, there's creeks, it's very low-lying land. The variance we're looking for is the side yard variance next to the Georgia Power high transmission lines. So that whole property along, what you're seeing on the left-hand side is a Georgia Power easement. Georgia Power ownership of those high-tension lines. And that property is about 375 feet wide. When we've had events out there, we've had different city events out there, we have weddings out there, we have corporate events out there, and the city brought it to our attention that we had some issues because the contractor didn't do what they were supposed to do, quite frankly. So the first thing we did when we found out that we had a problem is we went to Georgia Power and we spoke with them, and we would have acquired a property strip right down the line, but they can't do that. So they have leased us the property. So we have a lease from, which we had prior engagement with Georgia Power. We have sheep and goats that graze out there underneath the power lines, and we've used it for that kind of stuff for years. But we went back to them and said, we need an easement for traffic, for parking, for cars, for a fire entrance to come up there. And we have the lease, and there's a letter in the file from Georgia Power supporting this variance. The other thing Georgia Power asked is, and the reason we're asking to not plant the buffer is Georgia Power asked us not to plant anything out there. They don't want any trees, they don't want any growth, they don't want anything near their power lines. And so that comes from them. I don't know if any of you have been out there, but it's a really beautiful facility. We have really good success out there, and we're pleased that the staff sees the hardship that we have, because quite frankly, even if we would have come and asked for this variance before the building, we would have needed it regardless to get this building and this facility out there. And so the good thing is that building is not within 500 feet of anybody's home. It's probably more like 700 feet, it's in any direction. So this variance is not going to affect anybody, and Georgia Power is good with it. We're not going to be, we've been operating out there for several years now, believe it or not, without realizing this problem. And we've never had a complaint from a neighbor. We don't have any noise problems or anything out there. It's just used for, really, people use it locally. They come from different areas to use it for weddings and stuff mostly. But I'll reserve any time I have for rebuttal if anybody has a question or anything like that.
Okay, is there anyone here in opposition that would like to speak on this case? Okay, hearing none, think we'll close the floor for public comment. If no one has an objection, I'll take a motion to do that, and then we can go into questions.
We have a card in favor. It's Patrick Kelly.
Oh, I'm with the group. Yeah, he works for us. He's one of us.
I would like to go ahead and make a motion to close public comment.
Second.
Then properly moved in second. All in favor of closing public comment, please say aye. Aye. All opposed? Hearing none, public comment is closed. We'll move to board questions. Who's first?
I'd actually like to make a motion for approval of case V 25-01.
Okay, Mr. O'Donnell, hold on one second. I think Ms. Patterson had one question.
No,
Or maybe more.
I'm okay.
You-
I'm okay with the motion. That's on the floor.
So you're seconding the motion then?
Yes.
I got you. Okay, properly moved in second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, congratulations and good luck.
Thank you very much. Thank you all.
All right, the last case for today is case V 25-002. Staff?
Yes, V 25-002, the applicant is requesting a variance to section 14.17.007, the buffer and setback requirements to reduce the 75-foot undisturbed natural vegetation buffer, and section 14.17.007 to reduce the 25-foot non-impervious buffer. This address is 6200 Fulton Industrial Boulevard. Staff is recommending approval.
Okay. V 25-002, I'll take a motion to go into public comment on this.
I'll make a motion to go into public comment.
I'll second it.
Properly moved in second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, we're now in public commentary. Is there someone here on behalf of V 25-002?
Brian Brumfield.
Yes.
Mr.
I am,
Brumfield, you have the floor. Did I have it? No, he read what they had. Go ahead, Mr. Brumfield, you have the floor.
Brian Brumfield, 2951 Flowers Road, South Atlanta. I'm the civil engineer representing the project. I have my client here today with Stream Realty. They are representing the tenant. So some history on this project. This is a warehouse that was built in the early 2000s, just shy of 500,000 square feet. It was developed with the intention of with this future expansion on the south end of the building. And the area that we're seeking relief in is the stream buffers on the east side, constituting both the stream buffer and the non-impervious setback. And the reason for that is since the property was originally developed, the stream buffers had increased on the stream since it was originally developed. It was originally under the state 25-foot stream buffer, and it was graded to that point, and there is a retaining wall right at that 25-foot buffer. Now, the tenant, which is Quaker Oats, wishes to expand the building by approximately 100,000 square feet. In order to make it a functional building, we would need a truck court on that side of the building that would encroach into the new stream buffer and non-impervious setback. So that is the relief we're looking for.
Okay, is that all you want to present? Is there anyone here in opposition? No, I'll take a motion to close public comment on this case.
Make a motion to close public comment on case V 25-002, 6200 Fulton Industrial Boulevard.
I second.
Properly moved in second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, the motion is carried. Okay, is there questions from the board?
Yeah, that was a question.
Yes.
Mr. Johnson?
Mr. Brumfield, That,
Step up, Mr. Brockfield, please, if you don't mind.
okay, I totally understand what the buffer is for and what the impervious buffer is for, is to help water. By eliminating this or by reducing this, have anyone on your team considered how that water be handled or channeled? How would that impact the particular area when you reduce that or take that away?
As part of this development, we've already contemplated, in addition to the buffers changing, the stormwater regulations have changed also significantly in the last 25 years. So we are contemplating putting in a new stormwater management system for this expansion to take care of the runoff coming from the expansion, and that will go above and beyond because of the new regulations. It'll go above and beyond what's out there now.
Is there anything hindering that contemplation?
No,
Okay.
no, we're going to put it in. It's going to be required when we go through the land disturbance permit
Okay.
process. So
Yeah, I understand that part of it. It just, I know in that particular area, I live out that way. So, you know, we get like these torrential downpours,
right.
and it is an issue sometimes. Even if you go a little bit further down, I think the county done spent a ton of money trying to do something with that waterways treatment a little bit further down.
Yeah, we have plans in place to provide a new water quality and detention system for this expansion, so it will go above and beyond what's out there now.
Thank you.
Are there any nearby property owners?
There is a property owner to the south, which is part of the application. We have a letter of support from them that is included in the application that we submitted. Although that property is currently zoned residential, it's owned by a data center group.
Yes.
So they have,
Advantage.
yes.
Yeah.
So they plan on developing it at some point in the future, so they have our support.
Right. So piggyback off what she said, that, from what I'm looking at, though, there's no residential
No.
nowhere in that area from what I see.
No.
And there's no, okay.
That was a concern last time.
Mr. O'Donnell? No question. Ms. Evans, you have any questions? Okay.
I'd like to make a motion that we close public comment.
Second.
Properly moving second, public comment is closed. I'll entertain a motion up or down.
I would like to go ahead and make a motion to approve.
I second it.
It's been properly moved in second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, congratulations and good luck. Staff, is there any other business?
There is, I believe our director has some business, but I would like to take the opportunity to welcome our new board members.
Please.
We didn't have a meeting last month, so we have some new faces, so if the new people could, well, everyone introduce yourself, a little bit of background, 30 seconds per person. Mr. Johnson, want to start us off?
I guess I will. I ain't got much of a choice. I'm Mike Johnson. I live out here in South Fork. Been here forever. Raised my whole family out here. I live down on Campbell Family Road. Own a pretty good bit of land over there. I build for a living. That's why I understand exactly what he's talking about. I'm a superintendent for probably one of the bigger companies here in the city. So when you're talking construction and building on a big scale, that's what I do every day.
Mr.
welcome
Johnson,
to
it's
the
a
board,
pleasure
Mr.
to have
Johnson.
you. We're going to skip and go to the new members and circle back to the old members.
Ms. Faraday.
Please speak in the mic.
Me? Okay. Hi, I'm Deidre Powell Faraday. I am a human resources manager for a company in Alpharetta, Georgia called Crown Bakeries. In Gwinnett, Georgia called Crown Bakeries. And I'm originally from Atlanta, Georgia, East Point, Georgia, born and raised on this side of town. Happy to be here.
Welcome to the board, Ms. Faraday.
And then Ms. Evans, I know you probably introduced her, but just one more time.
Oh,
Yes.
okay. Well, I was here here last year, but this is my first meeting this year. But I'm from District 7, so I'm near the Old National Inn, closest to, well, I border Fayetteville. I manage residential properties in the East Point area. So I manage a couple in East Point and Decatur, and happy to be here. Happy to be here.
All right, well, I think the rest of us are pretty versed with each other, so if you like.
They got the old people, so old.
Okay, 15
Okay,
seconds.
my name is DeAndre Mathis. I've
Chair
been-
Mathis.
Yeah, newly. I've been vice chair here. Been on the board since the original inception of the board. I'm happy to be here, but time will come where need some fresh blood because I believe in that. So, but in the interim, I'm happy to serve with all you guys and continue this board's efficiency.
Hi, I am Dr. Tony Blackshear. I have been new to the board since last year, and it has truly been a pleasure serving with each and every one of you. And to the new people, I look forward to serving with you all as well. I have lived in Atlanta, born and raised in Atlanta. I was not a Grady baby. I was born at Fort McPherson. So I have been here in South and West Atlanta, graduated from Westwood High School, went on to college later, but it's Westlake now. So I'm definitely one of the younger, older legacies out here. Refined, Matthew. And I am always looking to see how I can improve our community, expand our economic growth, and just do the things that my parents left a legacy for me to do now that they have passed on. So I look forward to working with all of you all and the new people that's coming in and all of the expansions and all. I look forward to that. Thank you.
Ms. Patterson?
Good evening. My name is Sonia Patterson. I reside in District 2 off of Butner and West Stubbs. Have been a member of this board maybe 3 years. I honestly don't remember, but it's been a pleasure. I'm a refined member. A resident of South Fulton, over 25 years. Worked with the original team to get the cityhood the second time. So I very much support this community and the residents within the community, as well as attracting responsible and growth that's commercial that will bring great things to the city. I work for Jones Lang LaSalle, which is a commercial real estate firm where I do tons of work in the supporting the life sciences division. And I'm hoping one day to bring some technology jobs and things to this area as well. But I enjoy serving on this board, and I look forward to working with you all during this next term.
And Mr. O'Donnell?
Yes, Brian O'Donnell, I'm in District 4. Moved into South Fulton about 5 years ago, into the greenest part of the city, which I really am very passionate about maintaining the greenest part of the city.
Mr. O'Donnell, Mike.
The greenest part of the city, sorry. And it's been a pleasure serving on the board, and welcome to the group. It's one of the best boards in the city.
And Ms. McClendon, you look like you had something.
I do. I'm Reggie McClendon, the Managing Director of CDRA. Thank you. Chair Mathis has already said he wanted to get us out of here, and I'm going to respect that. And I'm ready to get out of here too, because we've already had a long week. I do want to bring one thing to you. Our meeting next month is scheduled for May the 15th, which is pretty early in the month. Our meetings are on the third Thursday of the month. May the 1st is a Thursday, and so that kind of pushes us up. I am coming before you to ask if you all would be willing. We have to advertise these meetings very far in advance, 30 days in advance. In fact, state law requires us to do so. And the way that we have to, the medium that we use to advertise these cases requires us to send them that advertisement a couple of weeks in advance of them actually running it. So that kind of puts us in the time squeeze of how we get this going. So none of that means anything to you but this. I'm coming to ask you if you all would be willing to push our May meeting back a little bit so that we can accommodate making sure that we are meeting our legal advertising requirement. I spoke to you a little bit about this, a couple of you a little bit about this earlier. I understand there are some concerns about the holiday weekend that I think would be the Memorial Day weekend if we tried to push it back a week to May the 22nd. I'm asking if you all would think maybe May 21st, I think we could potentially squeeze that. Or if you all could do a quick discussion, potentially if we could do that next week, that last week in May, if your schedules will accommodate that. I know I'm putting you on the spot a little bit, but if you can look at your calendars.
We can take
quickly
a
and see what
hand
we
show
can do.
right now. I'm fine with it.
I'm fine with the 21st.
Anyone else?
I have a graduation.
You have a graduation?
Yeah,
21st, what about 22?
it's, I'm gonna be in DC. I'm okay.
What the-
Ms. Evans?
I'm fine with that date.
21st, we got 3 people for the
21st, I'll do it, I'll do it.
I do it.
All right.
I do it.
I really appreciate that, you all.
We'll
And
take a meeting.
in closing out, I've always said that this is the best board in the city, very efficient, everybody's knowledgeable. I really appreciate you all. We're gonna keep that going with our new chair. We're gonna have a great rest of
And
the
vice chair.
2025. And vice chair, thank you.
Okay, at this point, we'll take a motion to adjourn the meeting.
I second.
Been properly moved in second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Hearing no nays, we're out. Thank you guys so much.